Welcome to the Leadership Spark podcast, where we equip you to be the great leader your people deserve. This is Corey, and today we're going to continue talking about underrated leadership skills. The last few days, we've talked about the need to anticipate. We've talked about the need to be reliable as a leader, and we've talked about the need to ask great questions. And in that same vein, as asking great questions is this next underrated leadership skill that I think is very important for us to learn to build, and it's being comfortable with not having the answer. Now, this is close to what we talked about yesterday in asking great questions, because a lot of times whenever, as a leader, we know we don't know the answer, we feel like we have to fake it and we have to give an answer. And so asking great questions is a way to demonstrate curiosity and humility whenever you don't know the answer. But I think this one is a little bit different. And I want to talk about the nuance here is that we need to be comfortable with not having the answer as a leader. We need to be comfortable with saying the words, "I don't know." Now, it creates some tension because leaders are expected to be decisive, clear, and confident. And you are, and I am. People expect us, if we're leading, to be decisive. We make decisions, to be clear. We don't create confusion, and to be very confident. But that doesn't mean that you can't learn to say, "I don't know." Although I do know that when you think about "I don't know" in the context of decisive, clear, and confident, that doesn't fit the stereotype of what you think a leader should do. But admitting uncertainty or admitting something that you don't know is a way to create some vulnerability and invite other people into the solutioning for whatever the problem is that you're trying to solve as a leader. And so leaders who learn to say, "I don't know," and are comfortable with not having the answer, they create this space, this environment that is conducive for learning, that's conducive for shared discovery and collaborative problem solving. It builds a culture that's okay to learn from one another. And that's what has to happen in the context of a team. That's why you are a team and not a bunch of individuals, is that collectively you can come together and you can solve problems in a way that's a lot more effective than doing it separately. And so as a leader, build this skill, practice this skill. It's something that you can learn. Being comfortable with not having the answer and saying the words, "I don't know," is something you can learn to do. So the go and do is that if you find yourself in a situation today or tomorrow or this week where you don't know the answer, someone on your team comes to you with a problem or a question and you don't know the answer, feel comfortable saying, "I don't know," and engaging in a solution process together to be able to get the answer. I believe that you will be a better leader as a result, and I believe that your team will be stronger if you, the leader, model the way in being able to say, "I don't know," and being comfortable with not having the answer all the time.